Alright, this is East West Healing and Performance. Today we're going to be talking about poop, caca, duty, shit, pinching a loaf, dropping off the kids at the pool, pinching the turtle head, whatever you want to call it. The bottom line is it can tell you a lot about your digestive system. More and more Americans today are completely constipated. Our recommendation is you have to go at least 6 inches a day. But what we commonly see in our society, in our clinic, is people are coming in and they don't poop for a full day. I've had people that don't even poop for 2 or 3 days. You have to think about this. You have all this poop, caca, shit, duty, whatever you want to call it, in your colon, and it's sitting in there for days. So there's a process called auto-intoxication. Now, having it just sit there is an issue. It's toxic. It'd be like throwing something in the barrel in your house and letting it sit there for days and rot. The problem is because so many Americans are dehydrated, one of the first places your body actually is going to steal water from you when you're chronically dehydrated, beside your central nervous system, is your feces. So if you have, poop, caca, duty, shit sitting in your colon, your body's going to take water from this toxic substance, and it's actually going to pull it through the bloodstream, through the liver, and create more of a toxicity. So it can create what's called an auto-intoxication. And a lot of people that have chronic diseases, who knows? It could be from this auto-intoxication. So if we look at the poopy policeman, he's the big guy standing up with the outfit on. We're going to work from that side of the page over. That's what you want to poop every day, minus the shirt and tie and the hat. If you have the shirt and tie and the hat on your poop when you go for a poop, you're doing really well. That's the poopy policeman. You want that 6 inches at least once a day, right? Not even once a day. It should be actually after, typically it should be after breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's when the poopy train should come in, right? That's when the transit time of your food actually goes through the body. So you should actually poop your breakfast from the prior day 24 hours later after your next meal or next breakfast. So you want that poopy policeman. The next guy is the flasher. You can see a lot of food in the stool. That's for people that have basically what's called leaky gut syndrome, or they're lacking a lot of digestive enzymes or hydrochloric enzymes in their gut. So that can tell you a lot about your gut by looking at your poop. If you see food in your stools, you're not digesting your food, you're not absorbing it even. You're just pulling it in your mouth and pooping it out the other end. The next one, you can see that sludge-looking thing. That can mean a couple different things. It can mean diarrhea. One of the reasons why you have diarrhea is the body wants to get rid of something toxic. So if you're having diarrhea or you get that green sludgy poop, it could mean there's something toxic in your body. Who knows what it is, but it could be toxic. Secondly, it could be a fat absorption issue, having trouble digesting fats. So typically what you see is this green sludgy material, and that could be issues with the gallbladder, issues with bile, things like that. The next one is your little pellet buddy there. Well, that's common in people who are chronically dehydrated. And you typically see the little pellets of poop, just like a little bunny does. But at the same time, this is from people that eat a diet that's high in fiber, or even high in conventional grains or conventional flour and things like that. They tend to have this little pellet poops that come out. The next guy over is your bodybuilder poop. This is the poop that most bodybuilders poop out because they overdo it on protein shakes and things like that. So they get this hard, stool that's really hard to pass. You see this in elderly as well. They have a hard time passing the stools because they're chronically dehydrated, but also they're eating Ensure. They're eating all these chemically derived drinks. So you typically see the bodybuilder when you're ingesting fluids or even foods that are basically toxic for the body, and you get these hard, dry stools that are hard to pass. The next guy is the Olympic swimmer. That's the one that when you flush, you have a hard time basically flushing. It keeps coming back up. And this is typically in people that can't digest their fats or actually pooping out their fats in their poop. So you want to look into that. Look into the liver, look into the gallbladder, look at your digestive system, see what's going on in there. The last one is the stinker. The stinker can mean a lot of things. This is the typical person that says, whoa, don't go in there. Danger zone, caution. This is kind of like the overall poop, that there's something toxic going on inside. There's usually a bacterial infection, fungal infection, any type of infection in the gut, and it's creating biomarkers. All these substances are creating biomarkers, which creates this toxic smell. And it usually means there's a lack of probiotics in the gut as well. So you can learn learn a ton from your poop. You know, this is great to actually put above your toilet, teach your kids to analyze their poop. You can learn from their poop. It actually makes pooping fun. A lot of people don't like to talk about poop, but it's something we need to talk about because we can learn a lot from it, but it also tells us a lot about our digestive system. So some other questions you can ask yourself when it comes to digestion is, and if you score a 1 on, you basically will put a 1 next to any of these that you say yes to. From our side point, if you have a 3 or above, then you have a digestive system problem. So do you experience lower abdominal bloating? Say yes or no. If you say yes, you get a 1. If you say no, you get a 0. Do you have frequently loose stools or diarrhea? Do you have constipation or stools that are hard to pass? Do you belch or burp after meals? Do you frequently have gas? Do you have a headache after eating? Do you crave certain foods like bread, chocolate, fruit, meat? You have a lot of cravings. Do you have poor appetite and or feel worse after eating? Do you have an excessive appetite, or do you crave sweets again? So excessive appetite. And do you experience abdominal pain, cramps, or discomfort during the day, typically after eating? From our standpoint, if you scored a 3 or above on this, you have a digestive problem. And if you have a lot of symptoms, weird diseases, if you've been diagnosed with something and labeled, one of the places you need to look at is the gut. In the early 1900s, there was a doctor named Metchnikoff. And he said back in the 1900s, death begins in the gut. So, not to ignore all the other systems as many, but one of the major things we need to look into is really looking into the gut. What is in there, what is not in there, and how can we heal it? Okay? One of the worst things you can actually do to yourself, one of the worst stressors you can do to yourself is what you put in your mouth.